sun shining today in Alice Springs, our venue for this evening, and also the venue for Melbourne to play later in the year for some premiership points. Road trains heading through Alice, the McDonnell Ranges overlooking this stadium.
Like the legend of the
it is a unique city, Alice Springs. Tourist town from people all over the world come to Alice to get to Uluru, and certainly it is it's different. It's got a different feel of it to Darwin, but we know that it's been very successful playing football in the Northern Territory. 6 goals, 5 to 3 goals. Margin is 23 points. Brown's got a couple, all single goal kickers after that.
Yeah, look, Melbourne overzested the ball for mine. 23 more disposals, they had 48 handballs, 61 kicks. They've only had the 6 inside 50 to 17. So when you see Geelong, they're just getting the ball and running it straight through. Melbourne without that extra tool, overusing the handball for mine.
The biggest difference for me, Spud, is I don't mind the brand of football that Melbourne's trying to play.
Yep.
The difference is when they need to execute that skill under pressure and really hit that critical target, they miss it. And then they get punished on the turnover by Geelong. And Geelong, we're also seeing Geelong, we saw it with Fremantle on Wednesday night. Some of the top teams now are looking at that really long, quick movement of the football to stop teams zoning up on them.
Well, let's see how Paul Roos has summed up that first quarter. He's with Barry.
Yeah, thanks, boys. Well, Roosie, how'd you see the first quarter?
Yeah, look, they just got on top of us everywhere. It's our first challenge for the year, which is good. I mean, it's good to see how the players are going to respond now. And we need to respond in the second quarter.
And they were patient at times going forward. Geelong put numbers back. You must have been pleased with how patient they were and to graft the goal out of that situation.
The last one was good. I mean, that's what we talked about, because they are going to throw numbers behind the ball. And when you kick it, bomb it into them, he comes back over the umpire's head, and then you've got to go back in the centre bounce.
And what was the main message?
Main message, win the ball. We just got to win a bit more of the footy.
Well, good luck.
Thanks, mate.
And boys, just in closing, there's been a bit happening down here at quarter time. Joel Selwood's actually got his tracksuit on, so he's obviously out for the day. I'll get all the details for you during the second quarter and give you an update.
That could be a big story brewing, Matty, because he's just come back from a foot injury, hasn't he?
Yeah, you can see.
Yeah,
It's his right hamstring. It's definitely his right hamstring. We know that
there he goes.
He had his foot in the boot, but he's grabbed the right hamstring there, and that's disappointing with Geelong having a number of injuries already.
He didn't have an ice pack on. He was talking to the group and talking to the forward group as well at quarter time, but maybe just a little bit tight, and precaution is the measure there, but we'll keep an eye on that. See if we can get some information for Cats fans watching on Fox Footy. 23-point margin to Geelong. Second quarter underway, and Dawson Simpson first to it by hand. Benny Vince, first kick, goes forward for Melbourne. Taken by Blees. Just sort of lost control of it. Simpson didn't. Johnson back to Simpson. Quick hands. Taylor Hunt. Out in front of Brown. Cutting past that's young Jansen. And he puts it out in front. McCarthy.
Yeah, hit the deck. Tried to claim the mark.
Yeah.
He's going to be in trouble now.
And you got the benefit of the doubt.
Melbourne players not happy with the decision.
Lincoln McCarthy played the one game.
Bartel, Jansen. Quick hands from Cross. Tumpus was there. Vince to try and clean up. They've got to be tidy here, Melbourne. They're going backwards. Lyndon Dunn to Jones. Downfield, luckily, McDonald.
And again, we just saw a couple of handballs under pressure. Didn't hit the target, a fumble, a missed kick.
We'll keep it off the deck there.
He's sharpening his skills up.
Yeah.
The corralling pressure of Geelong is terrific, though, isn't it? Because they're allowing Melbourne that extra handball, but then they'll get in their face and force them to make a decision under pressure.
And again, they're doing exactly that, Danny. Right here. Dunn.
It's just too static further afield.
Yeah.
They continue to look lateral because there aren't too many targets moving further afield that are providing good options.
Chance here, though. Nicholson.
Got the long one spare.
Downfield again.
It was a good kick anyway, and he's going to move it quick.
Here we go. Got Fitzpatrick in the goal square.
Well, Shannon Birds might not need him. He might be able to go all the way by himself here. Decides to go to the top of the square. Choice of two. Beautiful kick. Jeremy Howe goes up, and he usually comes down with it.
A horrible feeling they were going to spoil each other. And the two Melbourne players, but it was a good kick from Shannon Burns in the end.
I think Jack saw him at the last second. He thought, oh, this is mine. And there's Jeremy. Okay, you're the high flyer. But it was a good build-up. I know they possessed the ball there, Melbourne, but
A couple of good kicks
Yeah, it was.
over the
A couple of
lines.
really good kicks.
Here's Howe for his second, and they've got 2 in a row, Melbourne. And they get the margin back to 17 points. And let's get back down to Barry Hall.
Yeah, thanks, Matty. Well, we have confirmed he's that right hamstring for Joel Selwood. Hasn't iced it too much, which tells you it's not too serious. He has got a compression bandage on it though, so might be just a slight strain, but I reckon it's probably a little bit precautionary from the Cats' point of view.
Did it just as he was bracing to change direction. He was travelling quickly, went to pull up quick and change direction, push off the right leg, and just felt a bit of tightness, a bit of a twinge.
A bit of talent there on the bench. Selwood, Bartel, Kelly. Triple premiership players on. McIntosh is back out there. Melbourne have got 2 in a row. Spencer's up early. Caddy missed his target in Varco. Can Melbourne make them pay? Watts took on the tackle. It was a good one. It came from little McCarthy, and he wrapped him up.
Yeah, I think Jack Watts expected to break that tackle and then get the hand pass out, but he wasn't able to.
one positive for Joel Selwood there, the second week of the first round, so it gives him an extra week.
Yeah.
So there's a half a bonus there.
Yeah,
March 22.
That's right, it's 3 weeks.
Yeah. But he's still lying ball though.
Yep. McIntosh down low. Got a call out wide. Johnson, McCarthy, underground kick. Turlett goes back. And ricochets off, just a half a fumble there.
Yeah, again.
Yeah. Tyson, he's got clean hands. Going backwards, McDonald. Tyson again. What can Grimes do? Can he find a target? So shorts it to McDonald. And he hits down the line. Hogan's at the back, Spencer's at the front. Hogan gets it.
See, I like his attack on the footy. He flew over 2 ruckmen then too and took the grab.
Just wanted it more, didn't he? It's going to go close. Over the top of Trengove. Well, not the best option. Duncan.
That has to float out.
That'll float out. Yep. Short again. This is Jack Trengove. Whoops. Put Grimes under some pressure, but Nicholson. And the switches work because Lyndon Dunn is next in the queue and he's free. Good work.
And there you got Tumpus if he can kick it 60 metres.
Here's a long kick of the ball.
Oh, that's beautiful.
That's perfect.
And now we've got Fitzpatrick and Howe again, if he can play on quickly.
He needed to play on. He
He
needed
can
to
just
keep
kick it to
going.
Howe, but and now he goes into the zone. 3 Cats there. Take your pick.
Yeah, disappointing kick, isn't it?
Yep.
He'll learn from that.
McIntosh.
It's just game sense, knowing what's ahead of you before you even get the possession.
Rivers runs it out. It's a 1-2 with Hall and Smith. Has to punch it back towards him. Almost a sleight of hand handball to find Varco going past. Trengove will win one over the shoulder. Plays on quickly. Forces it out wide. What a cross. Johnson. Back he goes. Taylor. Straightens it up. Rivers. Wheels around. Sees a man in the middle. Guthrie running well. You hear the Cats.
Hawkins running hard.
Caddy's kick up long. It was Hall and Smith.
Oh, that's a perfect kick.
Finds Hawkins.
Well, he looked up. Hawkins was only about 25 metres away. And then he kicked the ball with some elevation. Because if he hadn't driven it long, Hawkins wouldn't have been able to get there. So he gave the ball some elevation, kicked about 40, and allowed Hawkins to run onto it. That is a perfect kick there.
So Hawkins for his first score of the evening. He's virtually directly in front, only 35 metres out when he kicks. Shouldn't be any problem. Right behind it. That isn't a difficult kick. Starts at left, wants it to come back. It does so on the breeze. Perfect finish. Cats get their first for the second quarter. Hawkins on the ball.
Yeah, terrific build-up. And that's the modern defence, isn't it? You're guarding space as a defender. You see Joel Selwood sitting down there. That'll be the story out of this game. But have a look at the build-up. And I know the modern defence, the Melbourne guard the dangerous space, but at some stage one of the Melbourne defenders had to sprint hard to get goal side, and they allowed Hawkins just to slip out the back, and he doesn't get any smaller, Tommy Hawkins. So good build-up there.
It's interesting when you talk about Joel Selwood. They've got a whole list of injuries. I love the line from Chris Scott prior to the game. He said, you know, it's a funny thing about injuries. Everyone says you just replace him with another soldier.
You don't.
No, you don't. You don't. The soldier's not the same quality.
Yeah, and you can't replace Joel Selwood.
And the one thing you don't want into round one is about 7 injuries, because you eventually, you think, oh, we'll get 3 back, but by the time they come back, you get another couple. So you want to try and have your injury list by round 1 as least amount of injuries as possible.
It's hard to play catch-up, isn't it?
Yeah.
Dunn had cross-running.
I heard Baz say earlier that Melbourne are playing very wide, and that's a good example of it there. That's where the Cats are being a little bit more efficient. That's 50.
That's 50 metres. Yep.
Just couldn't help himself, Jimmy. Just wanted a little bit of contact.
So Matt Jones, who'll man of the mark, is just outside 50.
Gee, that's a short. That's a short 50.
Yeah, that was a 44.
So Jones now, thought they might have got within range, but he didn't, so he just lays it off to Viv Mitchie.
If he gets it up high, somewhere around the right goalpost, you'd think he'd make the distance from there.
Yep. It's a good shot down low of what he's trying to do. Started out there, let it come back on the breeze, let the breeze do the work. Excellent kick, Mitchie. 9-point play. And that's just what they needed.
He must have an earpiece into you, Jace, because it was exactly the way Mitch Brown kicked his goal early in this game. And again, it was a good
square up from Daniel Cross. He was the one that pulled the trigger back in the middle and hit the target.
And I think what Paul Roos said at quarter time was there's no use blazing away to an outnumbered situation. Be patient, as we saw the 50 there, but then just hit a target up to get another 3 or 4 metres closer to goal. And what that does for the midfield of Geelong, they'll say, gee, do I start manning these guys up to allow the longer kick coming in? But that was a terrific finish.
9 points gets them back within range here. His junior club, the Fitzroy Juniors.
No, I love that.
Yep. Gets the NAB Super Gold package.
Is it $500 of TW Sharon's?
Jones to Jones. Matt to Nathan. And just a bit of spring in their step here. Bale gets a bad bounce, but it might fall for Nicholson. Takes on Holland Smith. And in the end, probably that's a win for Melbourne because
they're outnumbered.
They were gone. So they've kicked 3 of the last 4. And disposal efficiency a little bit down for the Cats. Tyson spins out of it to Jones. It's not a bad hit. Gives Jeremy Howe a chance. He wants to move it quickly.
He knows how to lead up well, doesn't he, Jeremy Howe? He reads the play particularly well, but
didn't read the
that's
breeze.
a really poor kick from him. He was kicking into heavily guarded territory as well. I love the way he leads up as that third tall forward. He pushes all the way up to the wing at times and presents beautifully. Got a good set of hands.
You know, I know the D supporters will be desperate to get their full complement of forwards in for round 1.
Gee, that was a nice
Mitch
kick.
Clark's probably already out, but you get Dawes in there, Hogan, Howe.
Here again, we see the Cats using the corridor. Look at that.
Bartel, a beautiful pass.
It was the kick from Smets in the back pocket that brought it back inside, made all the difference.
Walker's kick, down low, the play on the Cole. Schroeder has to give it off. Bartel's lurking, he's got it now. Melbourne might just hold this up here. Nathan Jones got to go back. They do. Mitchie involved. Nicholson tries to draw the man, he does. Matt Jones, got to be careful here, and he's given it up. He's given it up inside his forward 50, straight to Guthrie.
It's almost like he was passing it to a leading Geelong forward.
Yeah.
Again, they don't have that bailout target down the line long. Geelong numbers back, so they're always looking to go back and short. But if you don't have one, you're better off coughing up possession 50 or 60 metres down in the wing rather than kicking to a 50-50 in the forward 50 arc for Geelong.
Did okay there, Geelong, to work it around, but Fitzpatrick came back to help out.
Yeah, well, he's playing deep forward, so he's worked the length of the ground to mark that.
Yeah, he's got no one to kick to.
He's looking for Hogan, but if he doesn't mark it, he's outnumbered.
He marked it.
Reads the play well, doesn't he?
Looks good. He looks real good.
And he's going back.
With the Geelong defenders at the moment, and look, they're defending really well, Geelong, but when Hogan's marking the ball back there, they're pretty happy, the Geelong defence.
Switch on again. Giorgio. And spotted
Good
Vince.
hit.
Yeah.
Turn and go.
To Matt Jones. Blees, right behind the umpire. He's not sure. He just takes the bailout option, which is Bernie Vince, and he runs off his line. It's got to go all the way across, and it's a mongrel.
Well, that's kicking straight into the breeze, that kick. That's always dangerous.
Duncan just chips it to McCarthy. He in turn goes over the top, Varco. Now he wants to handball to Caddy to take on Barry, but it falls back in his hands. He's outside 50. He puts it to the vacant side. Well done, Dean Turley.
Yeah.
Helped out,
Good
got in front.
courage.
Yeah.
We spoke about the breeze before, boys, about being blustering. I think we've seen the last few shots a goal, and on this grandstand side, it's really starting to get strong.
Yeah.
It's coming from the opposite side of the ground to grandstand side, so you're going to have to be careful, particularly on this side of the ground, that they've got to try and keep it in the corridor a bit more, because it is quite strong now.
Yeah, well, that's one thing we're seeing Geelong do at every opportunity, using the corridor. But they're very happy to concede the wide kicks and let Melbourne play wide. Plays into Geelong's hands.
Yeah, it's a possession game at the moment for Melbourne. It's 174 disposals to 131 to Geelong.
Yeah.
Trouble is all the possessions are in the back half.
Back. Bernie Vince has had plenty. He's had 17. Walker in front and wins the knock for Geelong in front of Jansen. Varco, not there. Jones, Tyson. He's got a good leg on him, Dom Tyson. Gets it over the top to King. And he did okay. Now Fitzpatrick, what can he do here?
He'll take him on.
He's going to go all the way by himself. Or does he take the boundary throw?
Oh,
No.
well done.
Kicks it back into play. Could be goal of the century if he can keep going, but he can't. He needed support. It didn't come, and he's back up for the tackle. Hunt slipped it. Back to Lonergan. Now numbers for Geelong. Hunt. The confusion there. Bleeds.
Take him on.
He's got speed. Cross. One more. Howe. There's the one more.
He's in range.
Vince, 9-point play. Hold its
Good
line.
hit.
It does. Bernie kicks 9. Melbourne get within 5.
It's only a little thing. Jack Fitzpatrick's work rate
was
in
good,
that
wasn't
forward pocket was outstanding. And what it did then, Dom Barry come in. He came in and put a little bit of pressure, and there was an errant kick. And then I just had the patience again. That was a really good build-up. Just the extra handball, the release.
Have a look. As soon as he kicks it, he turns around with the hand up. He knew straight off the boot.
This is a great comeback from the D's.
It's 23 points at quarter time, and that was after a goal right on the siren. So at one stage, 29 points.
Well, they're pumping the ball in this quarter. They couldn't get the ball in because of the Geelong midfield. So they've had 7 inside 50s this quarter already, Melbourne, for 3 goals.
Kick 2 9-pointers too, so they're within a kick now. Tyson touched off the boot. Spoil comes from Rivers. Through the shadows, there's demons everywhere. Tumpus drills it low, but finds his target in Fitzpatrick again.
Yeah, and more importantly, Rezzy said at quarter time, they've just got to find the ball and win the ball. They're winning that. They're winning the clearances. The contested ball is 19-13. Melbourne's favour. You know, Bernie Vince, Tyson, Nicholson, Hogan, they're all winning their own ball in the second quarter.
So Fitzpatrick working hard, as we just mentioned. Can he get some return on the scoreboard here? Lovely hit from Tumpus. Hard to stop. This to put the D's in front here in Alice Springs. Not to be.
Just allowed for the breeze too much.
Yeah, he didn't
that
score.
occasion.
Well, where he started, he needed a hurricane.
Yeah.
He wasn't coming back that far.
When you're kicking from there, Jace, do you actually give the goal goals away.
Well, see, no. Well,
From that
sometimes you do, but not from that side because he's kicking more down breeze.
So you're probably just aiming just inside the right goal post.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
don't give the goal away.
It's going to break a lot more from this side of the ground.
Duncan's got to move. Blitzarves is down low.
I knew that. I just wanted confirmation from you. That's all.
Working nicely as a team, gentlemen.
Do you kick any of your bags in the breeze?
No.
A couple of bags of 3 to his name.
A couple of bags of 3. And a wet at Moorabbin. See, Blitzarves down back again. So he started on the wing. Chris Scott said pre-game there's a few experiments. Varco down back, and now he's playing in defence now, Mark Blitzarves.
Murdoch takes the free kick. If you just joined us late, Joel Selwood, a little bit of a hamstring issue. Played in the first quarter, came off and has got dressed, so he's not taking any further part of the game. That's a good, strong mark by Turley.
He's done it twice in front of Tommy Hawkins too, Matty. So, and that's good. You identify where the dangerous forward is. Always going to be Hawkins.
Switch is on, but the kick just let him down.
So I don't mind him attacking from this side though, Matty, because as Jason said, the wind's over their right shoulder now, so it's a good place to attack from.
Can keep going here, Bale. And the next one, in the sunlight, is Tumpus again.
It's a tough kick, though.
Yeah.
It is tough.
Yeah.
And you can see Geelong are happy to let them play really wide. They just pull back, get their defensive structure in place to cut off the corridor and the percentage goal-kicking area. So this will take one heck of a kick.
They're still looking inside.
Good decision.
Rowan Bale. That's a little bit easier.
Yeah.
Still a tough kick.
I reckon Chris got to be upset, though, because they had the numbers, Geelong, and to allow a pass inboard from that.
Well, that's just a lovely shot of what Rowan Bale has in front of him. Through the trees, you can see. There we go.
You don't see that in too many grounds, do you?
On the reverse. Let's see what he can do. So start at the right post. And hold.
Yeah, good kick.
Beautiful kick. Wonderful finish. We've seen a few of those already tonight. And Melbourne have hit the front.
Amazing. They're in front.
Yep.
Well, we saw Paul Roos at quarter time. He said, we just got to win some ball.
Yep.
They're certainly doing that. They've been very, very good. And the thing they're doing is all their possessions, they're turning into forward thrusts, inside 50s, scoring opportunities, and they're converting.
They only took the one mark inside their forward 50 in the first quarter. They've taken 4 marks inside their forward 50. So that's a good response.
A couple of 9-pointers helps as well, doesn't it?
It does.
Cats have just kicked the 1 goal for the quarter, and we've got 5 minutes remaining. It's been all Melbourne. They're up by a point.
They haven't kicked it behind yet. 7 goals straight, including 2 super goals.
They're just their set shots have been good. They're using the breeze. They're working it nicely. They're off and running again. Matt Jones out to cross. McDonald cruises past him. It's just everybody missed that. The Blees might be able to keep this in. As here comes the speedster.
No, he's quick.
He went off the ground and he got 50 metres. And they'll have a boundary thrown inside their 50. .48 plays 47. Melbourne in control.
Jesse Hogan doing the ruck work here in the forward 50.
Just wanted to find the front position. Tyson got it, got rid of it. Mitchie caught, in trouble. On the ball.
It's been the work rate as the D's this quarter, especially Vincent Tyson.
Yeah.
19 disposals already for Bernie Vince, and Tyson 17. So that's a terrific result. When you go out and mark players you really want to get from other clubs, and we knew their midfield was basically Nathan Jones and a few of the youngsters coming through, they've been able to get a couple of ready-made midfielders already, the D's.
On the way out, the Cats. Smets. Inboard for Thurlow. And Melbourne have just held it up. So McIntosh, it's just good to see there's a lot of pointing and going around in the middle there. Yeah, Daniel Cross is setting them up. Yeah, he's got the experience. Setting up the midfield for Melbourne.
Clever kick.
Yep. Murdoch. kicks it up very high. Just chipped it, really. So for Hawkins to run at it. And the spoil comes down to McIntosh. That's not a bad kick from him. That's a dangerous one. Brown is there. Coming through Hamling. Couldn't take it. Melbourne tried to clean up, but Schroeder's lurking. Oh, he's still got it, Schroeder. He's had it for a long time. He dropped it, picked it up again, and we'll have the ball up tight on the boundary. Crowd's built up. Certainly changed. They're coming late, as you can see. That's around the boundary, and that's what we've got, a boundary throwing.
It'd be great for Paul Roos to go in at half-time, won't it? Because, you know, they had a really good win against the Tigers in the first NAB challenge. Their first quarter was substandard. He told them that.
Yep.
And he wanted to see how they responded. So,
And they have. Touched off the boot, might just fall in the line anyway. Yeah, regardless of what happens in the next 3.5 minutes of the quarter, they'll be pleased with they've responded and done what they're told.
yeah, it'll be interesting with Hamish McIntosh. Chris Scott said pre-game 30 minutes. He's played about 24 minutes so far. We've got 3.5 to go. So
They might put him in cotton wool.
you would think.
Looking at him there, he's feeling it, but it's great to see him getting the game time under his belt.
He's got his hands on the ball. He's at the 5 disposals.
And he's given away a free kick, arms around Big Spencer. And the switch has come unstuck. We've seen that a couple of times from Tumpus. He's missed his target. And how does Dean Turlick feel when you turn around and the man has it?
They're the ones that really hurt you.
Yeah, there's been 2 switches back there.
Yep.
I mean, switch when it's on.
Yeah. But not with that blustery conditions as
That's
well.
just trying to thread the needle.
What's going into the teeth of the wind again, that kick?
Yeah, that kick. So Brown for 3. To put the Cats back in front.
Brilliant.
And he's been kicking beautifully, hasn't he? He hasn't looked like missing Mitch Brown. 3 straight. And Geelong wrest the lead back, courtesy of a gift, really. Well, let's take a look. We'll watch it. There's the free kick. So in the end, they had possession and really just mucked it up. Tumpus, there he goes.
It's just a poor kick. You had to go the long
You have to
option.
go the long option again. They've turned the ball over a couple of times, and I get the switch.
Yep.
But make it a safe switch to get the ball out into grass with your teammate just running into it easily, even if it doesn't hit the target. But that one has to be absolutely spot on, that kick.
So we haven't had a behind this quarter. We've had 4 goals from Melbourne, 2 9-pointers, 2 goals from Geelong. Turlick threads it through. Shannon Burns on that left. Sees the lead-up player in Jones, Matt Jones. And he spots a player in Tyson who found himself, almost made a meal of it, but found himself on the line and with some room.
Pretty crowded, 50 ahead of him. So don't want to bomb it.
Got McIntosh back there.
And he kicked it into the hole and there was no one there. There's McIntosh. Just couldn't quite get down. It's over the line.
Sucking in the big runs there. Big
Yep.
Hamish.
He should win this knock. He does. He pushes it down in front. Lonergan, well caught. Good tackle by McKenzie. And the ball up again. So 90 seconds remaining in the first half.
He's haunched over big Hame. He'll be relieved for half-time.
Just looking for half-time.
And he'll feel good going in at half-time knowing that he's got through 30 minutes of footy.
Chance for Melbourne here.
Doesn't sound like a lot, but when you've been out since round 7, 2012, Matty,
It's a lot.
it is a lot.
Yeah. Going a long way back here, Melbourne, but if they get, that's the switch. The next one in the line. It was a good kick from Dunn. Bernie Vince has had a big first half. This will be disposal number 21. He's going back though. Geelong have set up nicely defensively. And he had to go for it, Vince.
Oh, well done.
He tapped
He
it
made
back.
a mistake,
They're
but he
not
got
out
on
of
his
trouble
bike.
yet though. McDonald.
dropping the ball.
That's holding the ball.
Yeah.
Gee, that botched that up, Melbourne.
Yeah.
That's a couple of poor decisions by Bernie Vince as well. I know he's getting plenty of it.
But again, Joes, he had an
Turned
extra
back
option.
and kicked to a 50-50 short.
So that was just a bad option.
The Cats get something before half-time. Duncan has come from the bench. Melbourne with their entire team back now. They don't want to give up another one before half-time. Smets sets it up high, hoping for a big mark. Spencer got back to help out. Murdoch was coming through, cross it on the ground. They pinch it off him. Walker was the man that pinched it. They sweat off of him. It's still going here for Geelong. Whoop.
Good tackle.
Yeah.
Didn't give a free kick away. Turned the body in the tackle.
Yeah. Hogan, everybody back for Melbourne. And here's Hamish. Can he hit a 9-pointer before half-time? He goes to Varco.
We know he can kick the ball long.
Yep. And they're still going wider. Hunt
play on.
Inside. Seconds tick down. Top of the square he goes. And touched over the line by big Jake Spencer. They hold on.
Well, it's been a good half, Matty. Treating half of football. Geelong have kicked 8 goals, 5, and Melbourne, out of those 8 goals, 5, Geelong have kicked 5 goals, 5 from turnovers. So if Melbourne can tidy up that side of their game, they're right in it. But a lot to like about both teams as they're walking into half-time.
Yeah, big Jake Spencer takes the big ones there, but certainly Melbourne got right back into the game just when it looked to go away from them, and they're very good in front of goal, and they've kept themselves right in it. So it was 23 points at quarter time, and they've got within a kick here, and they've had some prime movers in the midfield. Clisby's getting some ball. Lyndon Dunn, 16 disposals. Dom Tyson, very clean below the knees at 17. But the man who's touched the footy the most is former Adelaide Crow Bernie Vince with 21 disposals, and Barry's right with him.
Yeah, he's had a good first half, hasn't he, Matty? Well, it's all going to plan. He's fought back pretty well the first half.
Yeah, first quarter we thought were pretty disappointing. Rosie mentioned contested ball, and we just let the ball fall out in tackles, and Geelong, they sweat on that and they get their outside run going when you let it fall out. So big ball security focus in that second quarter, and we won the ball inside, which was good.
And how was Rosie at quarter time? He told us he was happy, but how was he really?
No, he's lying to you. He wasn't happy. He gave us a bit of a spray, and which we deserved. So we were able to turn that around, which is good. But big test again in this third quarter.
Well, you responded. Well done.
Yeah, thanks, Baz.
Bernie Vince with 21 disposals. It's half-time here at TIO Traeger Park Oval. Geelong lead by 6 points, and the 4 scribes have been getting together at Bell's Hotel in South Melbourne, talking all things footy. Who's going to be good? Who's going to be bad? What season 2014 holds for us? And after the break, we'll hear from the 4 scribes.